Hello guys, let's see another problem. A three-phase 400 volt distribution circuit is designed to supply 1200 amperes. Assuming that three-phase squirrel cage induction motor has full load efficiency of 0.85 power factor, efficiency of 0.85, power factor is 0.8, starting current is 5 times the rated current, that is short circuit current. They're trying to say short circuit current is 5 times that of rated current. What is the maximum possible kilowatt of motor if it is designed to use star delta starter? Okay, so see solution. What you can see, the maximum possible capacity of induction motor is to draw 1200 ampere, because the distribution itself is designed to supply 1200 amperes only. Okay, it can't, your induction motor can't draw more than this at the time of starting. Okay, so as per the data you can see that starting current is 5 times that of rated current. Here it is given, we got a short circuit current as well. Okay, now to calculate IL rated current, what you can do is I can just divide the starting current by 5. So obviously let us assume that starting current would reach 1200 ampere and all. So 1200 ampere by 5 will give me 240 ampere. So rated current is around 240 ampere. And again at start, what it will be the current? At start it will be 1200 ampere. It will be 5 times that of 240 ampere, right? Now we need to calculate what is the maximum possible kilowatt of the motor, right? So maximum kilowatt rate formula is, you know, that efficiency formula, this you all know, root 3 VL IL cos phi into efficiency. So efficiency they are given here, full load efficiency is 0.85. Okay, and again I'm going to substitute the value of the VL and all. VL is equal to 400 volt, as it is line voltage, no need to divide by root 3 and all. Again line current it is given, how much is line current, which you calculate 240 ampere. Again no need to divide by root 3 and all. Again, why? Because I phase is equal to IL in your star connection, and here V phase equal to VL by root 3, but we need VL here, so not dividing any by root 3. And anyhow there is no need to divide or multiply something, because I phase equal to IL in the star connection, and the efficiency is 0.85. And whereas efficiency is 0.8, whereas power factor is 0.85, right? I think they have misplaced from here to here, not a big deal. So when you do that, the maximum kilowatt rating would be 113.068 kilowatt. Okay, so this is whatever we calculated without starter, but they have asked to calculate maximum possible kilowatt of the motor if it is designed using star delta starter. So now I'm going to calculate design the or going to calculate this maximum kilowatt rating of your three-phase squirrel cage induction motor by using star delta starter. And we know that I start supply is equal to x square times that of I start motor. Okay, just remember, once again I'm going to repeat, I start, they have missed here, I start supply is equal to x square times that of I start motor. Okay, but I start motor is nothing but what? 5 times of IL rated or I rated. I'm going to substitute I start motor by 5 times of IL rated. Okay, now since I'm using making use of star delta starter, so I'm not substituting IL rated here. It would be wrong if I do so. So I'm going to substitute x equal to 1 by root 3, as it is star delta starter. So 1 by root 3 square 5 times of IL. But we know that starting current would be always fixed, either you use the star delta starter or you don't use. So this is going to limit the starting current, right? So I'm going to calculate IL rated here by using star delta starter. So IST I'm going to substitute it as 1200, which is already given in the problem. Yes, 1200 ampere, 1200 amperes I have substituted here, and similarly the remaining things I've already substituted here. As per this, we're going to calculate IL. So now the I can see the rated current is around 720 ampere. So by using the star delta starter, before it was, you can see it was 240 ampere, but now I'm using star delta starter. So what happens here, by using star delta starter, the rated current will be 720 ampere. So kilowatt max is the same thing which I calculated before. The same ways I will calculate root 3 VLIL cos phi into efficiency. Root 3 VL is 400, IL is 720 ampere, whereas efficiency is 0.8, whereas power factor is 0.85. Okay, efficiency is 0.85, power factor is 0.8. Okay, substituted back here, so I'm going to get what? Kilowatt max as 339.204 kilowatt. This is how we're going to calculate what maximum kilowatt of the induction motor, three-phase induction motor, when you're going to connect star delta starter. Okay, let's see another problem. This problem is based on single phase induction motor. Okay, a 250 watt, 230 volt, 50 hertz single phase capacitor start induction motor has the following constants for the main and auxiliary winding. So we know that there are two windings. One is the main winding, other one is auxiliary winding. Main winding is having the impedance 4.5 plus 3.7 j ohm. Okay, and again armature, auxiliary winding ZA is equal to 9.5 plus j 3.5 ohm. Okay, determine the value of the capacitor that will place the main winding and auxiliary winding, main as well as auxiliary winding currents in quadrature, that is 90° at starting. So I need to insert a capacitor in series with auxiliary winding such that current in the main winding as well as the current in the auxiliary winding should be displacement of 90°. They should be having phase angle of 90°. That is what the question. So what should be the value of capacitance so that both currents will have phase difference of 90°. Okay, and we know that current in Zm it is Im, and in the armature it is, in auxiliary it is Ia. Okay, so first remember we are going to insert the capacitance in series with the auxiliary winding and not with the main winding. So let Xc be the reactance of capacitor connected in the auxiliary winding. So we are taking auxiliary winding into consideration. We know that auxiliary winding value is 9.5 j 3.5 j, and since I'm adding capacitor to that, it becomes what? Minus jXc. We don't know the value, right? So I'm going to write it as jXc, and again I'm going to take what? Minus j as common. If I take minus j as common, then what happens? It becomes into the bracket Xc minus 3.5. Yes or not? So X, I'm going to represent it as Xc minus 5. So X is equal to Xc minus 5. Hope this you understood. I'm going to take minus j common. Into the bracket becomes Xc minus 3.5. I'm calling Xc minus 3.5 as X. So X equal to Xc minus 3.5. Whereas Zm is equal to 4.5 plus j 3.7 ohm in the rectangle form. In the polar form, it will be just converted the calculator. It will be 5.8258, 39.42 degree. So one thing what I came to by converting the polar is the current flowing in the Im lags voltage V reference by 39.42 degrees. Okay. So now we need to know what should be the angle made by current Ia flowing in the auxiliary winding so that the phase angle between Ia and Im is 90°. That is very simple. Just calculate, just subtract this 39.42 by 90° so that we get what? The angle is 50.58. So current Ia should lead the voltage phasor by 50.58. So that 50.58 plus 39.42 will give you what? 90°. That is the angle between Ia as well as Im. Okay. Now we shall calculate the value of X here. Okay, how to calculate the value of X? Very simple. We apply the power triangle formula. Tan phi is equal to X by R. Opposite by adjacent. We know that opposite will be always X and adjacent will be always R. So substitute R value. How we come to know R value? Very simple. R value is given here because it is R plus JX combination. Yes or not? Pardon, here ZA not Zm. ZA it is R is 9.5. I'm going to substitute here, and whereas the angle made by that auxiliary winding auxiliary current is how much? 50.58. So I'm going to substitute that phi as 50.58 here. Now I'm going to calculate the value of X. So just cross multiply, will get what? 11.5572 ohm. So the value of the reactance is 11.5572 ohm. That is capacitance reactance is 11.5572 ohm. Now we are going to actually calculate the capacitor reactance Xc. But this is the X value. That is the, what is X actually? X I already told you, X is nothing but Xc minus 3.5. X or not? X is equal to Xc minus 3.5. Precisely we need to calculate Xc, not X. So now let us calculate the Xc value. We know that X is equal to Xc minus 3.5. And now I'm going to substitute the value of X here, that is 11.5572, and again going to add with the 3.5. Just take this minus 3.5 on the right side, so 3.5 gets add with this 11.55752. So now Xc value will be 15.0572 ohm. Now how to calculate what capacitive reactance, we know that X equal to 1 by omega c, or it is 1 by 2 pi fc, and just substitute 2 pi here, frequency is 50 hertz, and Xc is, you know, the value of Xc is 15.0572, and actually we need to calculate what capacitance value from the capacitor reactance Xc. So actually the question was that only, to calculate the capacitance value, just substituting the Xc value, going to calculate the capacitor as 211.40 micro. Now we shall see next problem based on single phase induction motor. The equivalent impedances of the main and auxiliary windings in a capacitor motor are 15 plus 22.5 rectangle form ohm and 50 plus J120 ohm respectively. That is Z1M is 15 plus J22.5 ohm. This is the main winding, and this is the auxiliary winding. This value is 50 plus J120 ohm. Okay, and again we know that capacitor is added always in series with the auxiliary winding and not with the main winding as per this problem. While the capacitance of the capacitor is 12 microfarad, the value of this is 12 microfarad. Determine the line current at starting on a 230 volt 50 hertz supply. So I am supposed to calculate I1 here. Okay. So to know I1, I need to calculate what I1M is and what I1A is. I1M is the current which is flowing in the main winding, and I1 is the current which is flowing in the auxiliary winding as well as the capacitor. As they are both in series, the value of I1A will be same. So I need to consider both the things while calculating the I1A. So there is no any capacitor over here. It will be easy when compared to this to calculate I1M. So first we shall write I1M formula. I1M is equal to, we know the voltage across this is what? V 230 volt, and what is the impedance? It is Z1M. So directly I am going to substitute V as 230 volt as per it is given, 230 volt at an angle 0. Z1M, we know that what is the value? It is 15 plus J 22.5 ohm. Make sure while doing, either you can convert in polar or either you can convert in the rectangle. Okay, make sure you convert in one while doing the calculation. When you can see that I'm going to convert this rectangle form into polar form here. Once I do the calculation in the calculator by using complex form and all, I'm going to get this as the value 8.5056 at an angle minus 56.31. In rectangle form it is 4.78 minus J 7.077 ampere. Hope you know how to convert in the rectangle as well as polar. Now I1M I got. Now I'm going to calculate what I1A. So here also, see, you can see that this and this are parallel. I mean Z1A and C are parallel with the Z1M. So the voltage across this point and this point is again what? V itself. So it is I1A is equal to V divided by Z1A minus JXC. Okay. So V divided by Z1A minus JXC. V is again 230 at an angle 0. And you can see Z1A is given it as 50 plus J120 ohm. It is given here, and minus JXC. XC we don't know, but we know capacitance value. So we can calculate XC value. How to calculate that? XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC, and substitute the value of C here. You're going to calculate the XC as 265.258 ohm. So now I'm going to substitute that value, XC value, over here. Now by substituting and after that doing the calculation, I would be getting I1 as 1.4971 at an angle 71 ampere. In the polar form it is this. In rectangle form it will be, just convert in rectangle, it will be 0.4874 plus J 1.4155, okay, ampere. So now what I'm going to do is, as we know that I1 is equal to I1 plus I1A, already I have calculated I1M here, I1A here. Just I'm going to add, either add in rectangle or either add in the polar form. Better to add in the rectangle itself. So once I add this both things, so I'm going to get this as the answer, 5.205554 minus J 5.6615. So this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. But since they have asked you to calculate the line current value, line current value will be true if I convert in terms of polar, because polar form will give you the magnitude, actual magnitude. This is not the magnitude, 5.2054. So I'm going to convert this part into polar form. So when I convert, I'll get it as 7.69 at an angle minus 47.4 ampere. You can ignore this angle and all. Just you can just write it as line current drawn it as how much? 7.69 ampere, or I1 is equal to 7.69 ampere if you ignore this angle. Okay.